Hello and welcome to XW News English. I am Shubham Chohan. It's voting day in 29 municipal corporations across the state of Maharashtra, including the all-important Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, Mumbai's civic body. 29 municipal corporations are going to polls today. Voting has begun at about 7:30 a.m. this morning. We are doing this live at about 11:37 a.m. So far, the response has been lukewarm in terms of voter turnout. If we just focus on Mumbai itself, because that is where all the attention is given the campaign. We have seen as of 9:30 a.m., Mumbai has only seen a turnout of about 7%. Now, currently, I am standing in a few meters outside a voting center in a port area. This is Ward number 225 of the BMC, where Harshada Navekar, a relative of Maharashtra Speaker Rahul Narvekar, is squaring off against the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Sahib Thackeray. That is where we are right now. In fact, if you can see behind me, there's a voting center in the lane, and there's, of course, mobile phones are not allowed. There is heavy security presence everywhere, and so far we're not seeing large queues, the kind of queues we saw, say, in the Lok Sabha or the Vidhan Sabha. We've seen people just trickling in one by one. It's about 11:38 a.m. right now, and voting will go on till about 6:30. So the expectation is that more people turn up to vote, because if you just go back in history and if you look at the overall voter turnout in Mumbai per se, since 1992, it has hovered in the range of 40 to 46, 47%. It's been below par. It's only in 2017 that the voter turnout crossed the 50% threshold, given the initiatives that the Election Commission had taken at the time. So voter turnout is something that will be closely watched. The streets are largely empty. Offices are shut. Remember, it's a public holiday that has been declared by the Maharashtra government. So that is where things stand. But if I just take you through the developments since morning, I gave you the voter turnout for Mumbai already. If you look at other cities, including Nagpur, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, Thane, Navi Mumbai, Kalyan, to Middle East, as of 9:30 a.m., the voter turnout stands between anywhere between 5.5 to about 9%. So it's still not hit double digit mark in terms of voting and the overall voter experience that we are seeing. One major change that a lot of voters have spoken about is the voter ink that you can see. I have casted my vote as well. And there's been a lot of chatter about the voter ink as well, because usually when you go for voting and just before you press the EVM, you're allowed to press the EVM button. There is an indelible ink that is put on your finger, on your index finger. This time around, when I went to vote, when we spoke to other voters as well, many of them said that markers were used, not the indelible ink, but there were marker pens that were used to mark our fingers, and then we were allowed to go and vote. Now, several people have complained that this marker on our finger can easily be removed. Many have taken to social media, posting photos of them saying that this marker is easily removable. Of course, we will not advise any of you to do that, especially if you're watching us from Mumbai and the MMR region and the local corporations going to polls. But what we are trying to tell you is that this is something that voters have complained of. While we are giving you this live update, the State Election Commission has clarified that this is something that was already in use in Maharashtra since 2012, as far as civic body polls were concerned. And the authorities and the polling officials have clarified that this is not removable. However, several people, journalists and voters, have done fact checks over the last couple of hours, proving how this can easily be removed using different methods. Whereas the indelible ink that is usually used for Lok Sabha elections and the Vidhan Sabha elections, those do not come off, say, at least for about a couple of months. So that is one controversy that is erupted as far as the civic body elections are concerned, on the indelible ink and marker pens being used. The other big complaint that several voters have put out is that their names have either been removed or their wards and their polling stations have been shifted without prior information. The most prominent example that has come out in the last couple of hours since voting began was from Navi Mumbai, where Maharashtra Forest Minister and BJP leader Ganesh Naik said his name is missing from the voter list of Navi Mumbai. Ganesh Nayak stepped out to vote early this morning for the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation elections. He's a seasoned politician. That is sort of known to be his stronghold. Uh, After visiting the polling station that was given to him, Mr. Nayak then came out and spoke to the media saying that his name has been removed from the voter list altogether and he's not able to cast his vote. Several other voters have taken to social media, and there are news bites coming in as well of voters complaining that there is a lot of last minute chaos at the voting station because the slips that many of the political parties gave them at their respective homes, either the ward number is not matching or their polling stations are not matching, and they're going through sort of a chaotic process on ground. But largely, if you look at the larger picture, elections have been peaceful so far. No incident of violence has been reported thus far. But when you speak about voters and the troubles they're facing, these two issues have come to light. One is of the voter, what of the ink. That usually the indelible ink is used, but we have a marker pen being used this time around, and the other is of voters facing some confusion on ground when they are visiting their respective polling stations. In fact, you can still see behind me a few people making their way in and out of the polling station. You are not seeing the large queues, but just people trickling in. Voting will go on till about 6 p.m. So if you're watching this bulletin from the MMR region or any of the regions where elections are taking place, make sure you do step out and you cast your vote. Because if you look at the overall context of what has happened in the last 10 days and the kind of election that we've seen, a lot is riding on it, especially when you talk about Mumbai. There's a lot riding on it, be it the Bharatiya Janata Party or the Thakre brothers, Uddhav and Raj coming together. For Uddhav and Raj, particularly Uddhav Thakre, it's a prestige battle because he's defending his hometown BMC has been his stronghold for 25 years. And now he faces his toughest test. This is also the first time that his party has been split with Eknath Shinde taking half the Shiv Sena, splitting down the party right down the middle. So that is something that is being closely watched. It was a short campaign. If you just look at the local body elections that have happened, just about 10 to 15 days is what candidates and political parties got. So you had candidates going door to door, rallies being organized. The biggest leaders of the state, including Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, crisscrossing as many municipal corporations and as many wards as possible. And all of that is culminated into today, into voting day. The results will come out tomorrow, that is the 16th of January. Like I said, celebrities, top politicians across the state have stepped out. Businessmen, top industrialists have stepped out to cast their vote early this morning, urging people to step out and vote in case they haven't. You had the chief of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, Mohan Bhagwat, also stepping out to vote. Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, he cast his vote as well. Maharashtra Nirman Sena Chief Raj Thakre, he also stepped out and cast his vote in Dadar, and that is what has transpired so far. And as you can see behind me, there is quite a strong police personnel protection. No one is being allowed to stop, once you cast your vote, you leave. Ensure mobile devices are not kept, and the usual checks that are put in place. If you talk about the EVM, in fact, so far there's been a couple of complaints that have come in from different parts of Maharashtra. One has come from Ulhasnagar, where in one polling station, 4 to 5 EVM machines are believed to have not been functioning, and those have been replaced and voting has begun. So that process is underway as well. And while we are recording this live to you, the voter turnout numbers that have come in so far, the 9:30 numbers that I can put out to you is that about 7% of Mumbaikars have turned out to vote. We are currently in fourth area. This is ward number 225 of the BMC, just a short distance away from the Mumbai Municipal Corporation headquarters. The streets are largely empty. If you look at Mumbai, it's a holiday, but it is not really translating into voter turnout. While we are recording this now, it remains to be seen how many Mumbaikars eventually turn up to vote, because it's going to be a close fight, as is the case with local elections. Particularly the attention that has been on Mumbai and the discourse that we have seen over the last 14 days or so. So, if that we will, what we will do through the course of today is get you some voices on the ground, speak with voters to understand the kind of challenges they are facing, how was their voting experience. Many say that the voting experience was smooth. They didn't face too many. They didn't have to stand in long queues. But then there are some who have complained that there weren't adequate arrangements in terms of the voter rolls. There's some problem, some sort of mismatch that is being reported in terms of the polling stations, their names not being there in the voter list, and some saying they are there. So over the course of today, you will see our videos where we've spoken to voters across the city of Mumbai to give you a sense of how things are transpiring on ground. As of the results, 16 January, tomorrow, 24 hours from now, is when you will get to see the results. And most importantly, who wins the all important city of Mumbai and 28 other municipal corporations. So you can stay tuned to HW News English and keep watching our channel for all the latest news and updates. Thanks for watching.